Have you ever wondered what the most expensive properties are selling for and listing for in all of Chicago's neighborhoods? Well, watch this video where I highlight some of the properties sold and listed throughout Chicago's 77 neighborhoods. The most expensive property currently listed in Trump Tower is its penthouse, listed for $8 million. So when we take a look inside, you can see that the key thing that is working for this unit is the views. And from every room, you get a view that is better than the last room. Now the kitchen could potentially use a little bit of updating, but at $8 million, I don't think the buyer is going to be too concerned with making a kitchen renovation. As you click through this property, like I said, you're primarily paying for the view. You're paying for the top floor at one of Chicago's tallest buildings. It's been on the market for just about a year and a half. So what do you think? Is this property going to trade for $8 million over, under for the top floor at Trump Towers? The most expensive property currently listed in Edgewater is this single family home on Wayne that has 4 beds, 3.5 baths, and is currently listed for $1.35 million. Let's take a look inside. So really traditional exterior that's pretty typical for Edgewater. That is stucco. That's for a future episode though. I like this front porch with the wood trimmed ceiling. Obviously this is a vintage build. I doubt it's gone through an extensive renovation since it was built in 1910. You can see here that someone at some point did do a pretty elaborate renovation in the kitchen because you have those white shaker cabinets, quartz countertops, nice pantry here. I like how upstairs you have those are called vaulted ceilings, which add a little bit of scale to the typical bedrooms that you see in Chicago. Nice beds, nice baths, honestly, which I don't say very often. Some decent outdoor space. That's polished concrete in the basement. So it raises the question, why? That's for you to kind of read between the lines. You get a nice sized backyard. You're on a extra wide lot, a 32 wide lot. So, of course, that's always nice. At 1.35 million in Edgewater, I think they're pushing pricing a little bit, but what do you think? Is this property going to trade for more, less, or get its asking price? My favorite property currently listed in all of Chicago is this single family home on a 60-foot wide lot. Actually by 42, so it's a really irregular lot. It has 6 beds, 6 full baths and a half bath. It's been on the market forever, 657 days, that's almost 2 years. And it's currently listed for $3.395 million. Let's take a look inside. So the main reason I love it so much is because of that lot size. You get a more square layout, which is atypical because we're used to these long, narrow spaces. I love this kitchen with the timber details in the ceiling. I think it's really well done. I like the floor tile here, which is, kind of bringing you back to an older time, which I think is a nice blending with this, pretty modern kitchen. Really high level details. It's a really clean property. So you can see here, they're really trying to blend some old world details with the new by the freestanding tub. Those are probably new windows, not older vintage ones, but they're trying to blend some of that old and new again. So what do you think? It's been on the market for a very long time. Obviously someone built this and spent an enormous amount of money on it. I'm not saying it's worth $3.395 million, but I am saying I really like it. The 5 most expensive properties that have sold this year are, coming in number 5 is this condo in the newly reconstructed Tribune Tower, 3 beds, 3.5 baths, and it eventually sold for $4.35 million. Number 4 is this Lincoln Park penthouse that has 5 beds, 4.5 baths, 5,500 square feet, and sold for $4.43 million. Number 3 is this new construction, crazy single family home in Lincoln Park, which sold for $5 million. Number 2 is this Lakeshore Drive condo that has 5 beds, 5 full baths, 2 half baths, and nearly 7,000 square feet. And it may look familiar because we've highlighted this in a previous most expensive listing. And coming in at number 1, and you're not gonna believe this, is this penthouse on the Magnificent Mile, 5 beds, 5 full baths, 2 half baths, 8,000 square feet. And it sold for $11.2 million. And it is unfinished, meaning that someone bought this space completely raw and is going to put their own touches on it.